Hello everyone.
Yeah,
Good
welcome.
morning.
Yeah, it's morning over there, I believe so. We're just about starting. So this program is purely for rookies, beginners, and working professionals in diverse fields. Now, for rookies, those who don't have an IT background, who looking at a switch in career. For beginners who somehow have a little idea about IT and tends to move on with cybersecurity due to the fact that it's becoming a trend these days. And for working professionals in diverse fields, some who would want to have uh, basic foundational knowledge of cybersecurity in order to go into the GRC, and those who, for the sake of their career, just to have something on their resume on cybersecurity will go through this program. Like I said earlier, before Micah joined us, my name is Mr. Brian, and I'm a cybersecurity support technician with Each One Teach One Tech. Each One Teach One Tech is a cybersecurity non-governmental organization, NGO 501 in US, South Carolina. So they basically um, ensure to give underserved communities tools and resources they need in cybersecurity for them to get a good and positive life outcome. So each one Teach One Tech is proudly sponsoring us as well as Cybersecurity ABC and Talent app. So having talked about who this program is for, um, the duration of the bootcamp is 7 good weeks. And for the 7 weeks, we're going to have 7 live classes every Saturday. For the live classes, you are free to ask questions at any time. You could just draw my attention. You ask questions, we interact. So this is what makes this program a bit different from others. You're not just going to sit down and watch videos. You ask questions, and we relate during the live classes of what's probably you've learned before, or what you're learning, or any current issues you're having as far as the career or the course is concerned. And for most of us here, our goal might just be to obtain a certificate, put it on our resume. For some of us, our goal might be to, increase on what we already know. For some of us, our goal might just be to get essential knowledge. But here are the four core goals that we are offering in this program. First of all, the foundations of cybersecurity, which going to help you to get essential knowledge of cybersecurity concepts, including threats, vulnerabilities, and defense mechanism. And inside here, also, you're going to be privileged to, how do I put it? You're going to be privileged to use the ISC2 materials for also foundations, and also go ahead to join the communities, an international community. For those of us who heard about it, is about the basic, apart from security plus, for those who are coming from an IT background. Just a minute, someone is at my door. Mm, coming. Okay, so uh, while the foundations classes are going on, both with the in-house materials and with the ISC2 materials, you will be exposed to joining the community, having at least your first cybersecurity international community to join. Then also you'll get eligible to have their certificates. It's a very worldwide recognized certificate also. So for most of us who are not really conversant with the field, it's going to be a stepping stone for you. Then we're going to still going to have look into introduction to Security Operations Center. Now, Security Operations Center is important to me as well as the community because it is about the lowest hanging fruit, the lowest step you could use to go into a good career in cybersecurity. Then, while we're doing that, we're going to be having hands-on penetration testing with Bob suits. look at some vulnerabilities, especially do some tests on OWASP Juice Shop, and I'm still compiling some more projects to join because we have in our midst. Micah just joined. Micah already done the ISC2 training, and also I believe he has his certificate. So, Micah, can you give us a little rundown, probably in just a minute, how the training on IC2 was, and if you've gotten your certificate?
Yeah, just mentioning that I have my certification since July of this year.
Okay.
It just covers basic foundation, uh, the domain security operations, security principles,
Hmm.
basic network principles. You see everything online.
Yeah.
What I did, there are different avenues you can go through their boot camp, but I did uh, online. I self study,
Yeah.
you know, and it took me about 3 weeks,
Okay.
3 weeks to a
Exactly.
month, because I'm a dad to three kids and I work too, so I just took my time. It took me 3 weeks to a month to study. They say it's basic, but if you don't have the prior knowledge
Exactly.
and you do not study, you're not going to pass it.
Exactly.
Simple.
Exactly.
I did it one time, and most people are serious. You take it one time, regardless of the fact that you don't have the background. I don't have IT background. That's just the truth. I have over 13 years banking background, but some audit and compliance there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just more of the determination. If you want to get into it
Hmm.
and put your head down and study, you will pass.
Okay.
Just to add to that, that once you register for the exam, you don't necessarily get the material. You get some basic access to basic materials, but I actually bought their material,
Okay. Which should have
because
helped you to ace the exam because most
oh,
people I knew
absolutely.
that took just the online self paced, they did the first sitting, they couldn't get it. So something was missing. Something was missing. So what about the exam day? How did you go about it? It's an external exam. You have to go sit for exam, right?
Yeah, I drove for almost 45 minutes. That was the closest center to me.
Exactly.
It's a very standard exam, standard environment. If you've done any external exam
Hmm.
before, whether it's GMAT or whether it's the same process, they vet you, they check your ID.
ID, yeah.
Uh, yeah, you come in, you don't go with anything. They provide you with your uh, plain sheet to write on.
Hmm.
They check you twice actually.
Hmm.
Fingerprints, scan everything. Once you get in, you're proctored by an examiner on site. They just go write your exam. They give you a plain sheet of paper, and you if you're prepared, you're going to pass. That's just for sure.
Yeah, that should be
So I did
cybersecurity
it, and
systems, right?
yeah, yes, and they gave me my results right away
Yes. Yeah.
once I was done telling me that I passed. Provisionally, then I had to pay for membership
Mm.
and got my certificate.
Mm. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Likewise, when I went to sit for mine, the whole process is the same because I think they maintain the same strict standard the whole world. So they have to check all those IDs, everything, serene environment, the cameras are there, the instructors when they come in, they check you. You don't take anything into the exam hall and all those stuff. So thank you very much, Micah. I really appreciate this feedback. Thank you very much. So
You're welcome.
yeah. And on the hands-on penetration testing, we're going to get busy daily or weekly with practicals, things to do to get them on. So, due to the fact that Micah has already gone a little steps ahead before this program, I decided to add more capstone projects to here. So it's going to be like as far as or as much as you could do, you could reach it. For him who has already taken the IAC2 certification exam. So while the class is doing that, he is expected probably to start doing the practical. So he will cover more practicals than people who are just going through the normal process. So I just wanted to make that a bit clear. But the curriculum still remains the same, and everything works the same, and we're going to all get the same experience. So just to brush up a little bit, you're going to have a certificate of bootcamp completion and from the platform us, and also hopefully for the good guys you get certified in cybersecurity. Apart from these, of course, you're going to have badges as you go through the domains. You're going to be earning little badges you could flag up on your resume or on your social media platforms. There are badges for every domain you go through in the self-paced training. Then also when you take the in-house exam with them, like mock exam, they're still going to give you a certificate of completion before you could go for the external exam. The external exam, just to let you guys also know, is external indeed. You will book ahead, book and check their calendar to see which day or which day you could take the exam, and also they will have to send you they will send you emails on what to bring to the exam hall, how early you should go, and it also is wise to understand that when filling your registration, when registering for the ISC2, you do it with correct details and to stick to uh, correct information, because those will be reflecting on your certificate and also reflecting on selecting the center for you to take the exams. And also, so going on, you're going to get access to follow-up support. Once you are here with us, you are here almost for life, because the community will keep on growing and will keep on helping each other. And of course, when jobs comes in through, it's gonna be it's gonna come into the house first, then we'll move it on. And also, Michael, just to buttress, we're going to be discussing extensively about SOC, if that's what you have good interest into, because the program also, I think we took one whole week to discuss about SOC. So for those who are ready for SOC, even after the program, have access to each one, teach one, tech. At least they have an introduction access from me to the program instructors and leaders for the program. So that's by the way, anyway. So we're also going to be having access to training resources and materials. So officially welcome to week one. Like I said, I'm your instructor, Mr. Brian. So let's kick off. The contents of this week is going to be purely on introduction to cybersecurity, introduction to SOC jobs and fields, and we're going to have a SOC training video to go through. Are you saying something? Is anyone saying something? Gerard, I see you trying to say something. Okay, so we're going to have the SOC video and class. There's a SOC material which uh, elaborates the SOC environment. It's very extensive. So but if you are diligent enough, you could run it down in 1 week or two, depending on how fast you are to learn it. So, introduction to cybersecurity. I'm going to go as granular as I can, so that because I know I have beginners here with me. So, cybersecurity refers to the practice of protecting systems, networks, and programs from digital attacks. That is on the basic, the barest minimum of the definition of cybersecurity. So these attacks that usually come in, they are aimed at doing things. Some of it, which include assessing what they are not meant to assess, changing what they are not meant to change, or destroying sensitive information. Some extorting money from users. and some interrupting normal business processes. In today's interconnected world, where almost everything we have has one connection to the internet, cybersecurity is very critical and crucial to ensure the safety and security of our digital lives. I think it should be last year or thereabout where a company was infiltrated through the air conditioning system. I don't know if anybody heard about that. They got hacked in through the air conditioning system and they caused a lot of havoc. So you could ask a question like, how come a hacker or the threat actors, how did they penetrate into a very tight system, and they found out that it was through the AC, the air conditioning system. Everything is automated in the company, in the organization. So far as there is automation, so far as there is internet, then anything is possible. Then I also like to I tell people basically nothing is impenetrable, but you can actually harden the surface. So what you could do is to ensure that the surface is hardened in such a way that the threat actor, when I say threat actor, I mean the person doing the wrong things, like the hacker or the bad guys. When they come to your system and they find out that it's going to take them long wait time and more resources messing up with your system, they could easily give up and go to someone else who doesn't have such security measures. So hardening your system is, as it stands today, one of the easiest and the best way to stay secure. But just to note, nothing is above penetrating. It's just, are you the target? If you are really the target and the goal is for you to be penetrated, there are technologies that have enhanced some of these malicious acts that will even make it faster for them to do this. Now, the basics of hacking or penetrating into people's privacy is just circling around guesswork, okay? Where we sit down, or the threat actor sit down to guess passwords. I call them intelligent guesses. So, but now technologies, AI, we're fastening up so many things. So, the more technologies and AI is increasing their strength, the more also the workforce, the defenders, or the ones, the blue team guys, should be um, aware and to sit up and to look at what is obtainable and how to stop it. So the reason why we're going to be doing some of the practicals is for you to see what actually the vulnerability is, so that you can see that these kind of vulnerabilities exist in applications and systems. If you meet them, having knowledge of how to penetrate or how to go into them, you should have a better knowledge of how to seal them up. So the policeman, they have an idea of how this guy is going to steal. They have an idea of the best ways he could perform this attack on. Then they should be the ones to know also how best to prevent him from doing it. So why does cybersecurity matters? Protection of data. Number one, cybersecurity ensures that sensitive information remains confidential and is not accessed by unauthorized individuals. Protecting the data is one of the core reasons why cybersecurity matters so much in our time. Also, business continuity. Companies rely on cybersecurity to actually keep their operations running smoothly, preventing costly downtimes due to cyber attacks. Record has it today that I think it has 60. So if the US and the developed countries are recording this amount, you can imagine what will happen to African countries and underdeveloped countries. So it is the reason why cybersecurity matters, no matter where you are. you need to give in that service. Then the third on the list is national security. Protecting critical infrastructure and national interests from cyber threats is a big matter of national security. If I could remember, I think one of the oldest cyber attacks, which was targeted at the Iran how did they put it? Nuclear uh, plants, yes, was carried out through a cyber attack. Stuxnet, what's the name of the cyber attack? Stuxet, Stuxnet. It was used to carry out that attack on the nuclear plant. So it was one of the oldest known cyber attacks. I think actually the first cyber attack, if I'm not mistaken. So national security is very, very key also because if you watch, the governments don't joke currently when it comes to security. The core concept in cybersecurity, we have the CIA would normally say that they are the CIA triad, whereby these three concepts work together to ensure that cybersecurity or the system or the environment or the organization stays reputable. Now, the first C stands for confidentiality. The I stands for integrity and A availability. Confidentiality ensures that sensitive data remains accessible to those with appropriate permissions. When we say that this document is confidential, it is confidential but accessible to those who have the appropriate permissions for it. For example, when you create sensitive emails so that only the intended recipient can read them, you are operating on the cybersecurity confidential core concept. Integrity, in other words, is maintaining the accuracy and completeness of data. Example, when you use checksums or hash functions to ensure that the file has not been tampered with. So deeper into encryption, there's something called checksums or hash functions. So you use them to check that the size and the information inside this document or inside this folder has not been tampered with. That's integrity. Then availability, ensuring that data and systems are available when needed. For example, when you add redundant systems to ensure that a website remains online during a hardware failure or even a software failure. Before we go into understanding threats and vulnerabilities, let me cite a little example to incorporate the CIA. Consider a hospital's patient database. Confidentiality ensures that only doctors and authorized personnel can access patient records. Those records are confidential. Now, integrity ensures that the data entered by one doctor isn't altered by another doctor accidentally or maliciously. That's where integrity holds. Then availability ensures that the database, this patient's data, is accessible even during peak times or emergencies. So that scenario encapsulates the core concept of cybersecurity, having the confidentiality, integrity, and the availability. Now, threats and vulnerabilities. In simple terms, a vulnerability is a weakness or flaw in an operating system. Just like we have weakness and flaws in woodworks or metalworks, maybe a building structure that has loopholes, when you bring it into an operating system or network or application, we call it vulnerability. Weak points in your computer or network that hackers can exploit is called vulnerability. For example, when you use weak passwords, your application is vulnerable to a lot of mischiefs and mishaps. A threat actor tries to exploit those vulnerabilities. The vulnerabilities, when they are confirmed to be there, the threat actors can assume or try to exploit those vulnerabilities to gain unauthorized access to data or system. Then we also say that security vulnerabilities can arise due to so many reasons, including misconfiguration, design flaws, or even outdated software versions. This morning I got a software update from my phone, and most people when they see software updates on their phone, they usually don't install them, probably because they are saving data or they are busy. But those software updates, most times, many a times, are like up. They are patches. Patches means we've found something that is not all that strong or all that working in our system. So we've upgraded it, we've fixed it. Now use this patch to bring your own interface. You're facing your own interface to be as strong as what is at the back end. So when all those kind of updates come from software companies or mobile phone companies, so far as they are legit and they are from the software of the company, they are meant to do good, to patch up some vulnerabilities that have been noticed here and there. So, example of threats on a low key, we have malware. Malicious, we say that malwares are malicious software designed to harm or exploit any programmable device. Any device that is programmable that accesses the internet, malware could be designed to exploit it. Also, services or network. Now, examples include viruses, worms, ransomware, etc. Who knows what ransomware is? Can anyone tell me what is ransomware?
Thanks to malicious software that is introduced into a database or digital assets and with the intent to shut down service, and then the attackers request for some sort of payment, usually in cryptocurrency.
hmm 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 Exactly. So we said that ransomware, there are type of malwares that encrypts victims' data and demands a ransom to restore access. To restore access. So who will tell me or who has ever heard of phishing? Phishing is PHISING. Yes, go ahead.
Phishing is when people send, when hackers or the bad guys send emails and they have some kind of links in there, and when you click the links, it becomes a threat actor.
Yeah, when you click the links, it tricks you. In basic terms, they're trick phishing mails or phishing is tricking people into giving away personal information. So they give you a front facing platform or design or whatever, whether in emails, give you links that literally takes you into their net, but you would not know. Those things comes as tricks. I could remember when I was growing up, I think I designed quite few number of phishing links. That's why it is also advisable do not go clicking random links online. Do not do that. Okay, then social engineering. This is manipulating people into performing actions or divulging confidential information. Most times, This is one of the most lethal, sorry, most lethal forms because it happens with your fellow human being. This is no more machine happening. So it happens between you and another human being. So they manipulate you into performing actions that you're not, you don't want to do. Most times they call you on phone pretending to be your network provider, your bank officials, or trusted entities. When you answer those calls, you most likely will, if you're not informed, you will give away sensitive information. And that's why I know recently we've been having more awareness from the banks and from institutes that do not take any calls from strangers. Don't take it to heart. I think I did a YouTube video where I told people or my followers when you get such a call, mostly they are always in a haste. They want you to act now, act now, act now. That something is going to spoil or act now. Tell them I've heard you. Thank you very much. Switch off the phone. If you have the direct contact with institution or the organization or the bank, call them through or send a message to them or wait. Delay that process. Most times when they want to go through your WhatsApp, you could see that someone is trying to lock you up on your WhatsApp and the person needs to call you to obtain the OTP. Now, some people are actually naive enough to give out this OTP. Someone calls you and tells you that there's this international meeting that is going to be happening on Zoom. So there's a code they're going to send to you. With that code, that you're going to be able to attend the meeting. So you should send them the code now. And if you're wise enough, you find out that the code they are requesting for you says right there on top WhatsApp code. Someone is trying to log you off from WhatsApp. You understand? So these are some of the threats that we face almost on a daily basis. So you're going to have the first class work probably within the week. If you're done with it, you could just put it in a Gmail, then share the link to me. So the classwork is you're going to list and explain 10 vulnerabilities and threats in cybersecurity. List and explain 10 vulnerabilities and threats in cybersecurity. So don't just go to Google and copy it. When you get there, you read around the information that are there. So basic
Did you
security.
say, sorry, excuse me,
Okay.
I've been putting up my hand.
Okay.
Did you
Go ahead.
say we're going to send that to you, or
Yes.
how are we going to?
Yeah, when you get it all together in your documents in your Google Drive, just send me the link in my DM in my
Okay,
private messages so I could be able to access it.
sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm being alerted that we have how many minutes to ending this particular link? Can anybody tell me? I'm no more seeing it again.
It says 14 minutes.
Okay. So once it gets to 5 minutes, you let me know so we could take a 5 minutes coffee break, then start again with complete with the next link I'm going to share. If that's okay. You just give me 5 minutes to take a coffee break. And after 5 minutes, with the new link I'm going to share in the group for the second link, we'll use it and wrap up the session. So on basic security measures, it is advisable that with all this knowledge and all this exposure happening, that we will play our own parts. For example, make use of strong passwords. As simple as that information is very very important. Now, strong passwords is a combination of name, words, numbers, characters, uppercase. In fact, I would advise let your password be a sentence that relates only to you. The more unique and longer the password is, the more stressful it is for someone hacking you. Guessing your password will get. So make it unique. Don't just stop at your date of birth or your Gmail. Or when threat actors want to uh, uh, um, come to you, they go the extra mile to gather informations, and those informations will correlate with each other. They will start crossing out. Someone goes to your Gmail, he sees your Gmail, it has a number in it, and that number must mean something to you. Someone has a Gmail, kizito27 at gmail.com. Now, a threat actor has your Gmail, and 27 means probably this guy is 27 years old. Maybe he's new to your system. So he has that information, kizito27 at gmail.com. So he now has your Gmail. He knows your name. It's either your name or your middle name or your fancy name is Kizito. He goes to your Facebook. He grabs another information. Grabs data. What's it called? If your date of birth is showing there, good for him. If location is showing there, so when the internet is just as open as a basket, that's just the truth of the matter. The best you could do is to uphold yourself with good security measures. Ensure you have good, strong passwords. Regularly update your softwares and also avoid suspicious websites and downloads to reduce risk of malware infections. Now, going into SOC, Security Operations Center, and also incident response. SOC, like the short form says, is pronounced SOC, SOC, which means Security Operations Center, is a centralized unit that deals with security issues on an organizational and technical level. What they do primarily is the lowest level is to watch out for uh, threats and alerts when they come up. For example, I used to say, when you are, let's say you're working in a bank and you're working in the security uh, section, and you're on the system looking at varieties of the networks going through, then all of a sudden there's a spike showing you there's an activity that has taken place there that is on a high. So you go straight to that activity where it is, that incident or the event, you could pick it up, enlarge it to see what exactly is happening. For example, when someone logs in into his account and comes out the next day, you from the other end, your security end, you're seeing failed login 6 times in 1 minute. What do you think is happening? If you are a security personnel and you notice a failed login means someone is trying to log in but is failing.
It means they are trying to hack us. Yeah.
Yes, the person, that customer is trying to be hacked. So basically, what systems do these days is just to they put instructions on how many failed attempts or logins that could happen in a space of a time range. So when you find out when you try to do or when you have those kind of incidents, it logs the person off for probably 24 hours or 48 hours and tells and directs the owner to call the system, call the customer care so they will help you. They will verify if truly you are the one trying to. Then, did you forget your password or are you trying to reset your password? The security operations guys, they are the first people to have an eye on incidents when they happen. So when they get it, they raise tickets. They raise tickets. When I mean tickets is They write a report, a detailed report of what is happening to the level two guys, from the level two guys who are going to push out those tickets. When those reports come in, it's going to be analyzed with due process. There are some due detailed processes on how to handle such reports and tickets. At the end, you're going to be determined whether it is malicious or it's simple a false alarm. It's simply a false alarm. If it's a false alarm, they drop it down. Then, if it is a malicious threat, then they take it up from there. So, those are basically what the SOC guys do in a nutshell. The primary function of the SOC is to monitor, detect, analyze, and respond to cybersecurity incidents using a combination of technology solutions and a strong set of processes. So, for those who will be going into SOC, you will be introduced to the processes the organization you're going to work with. They use. They'll give you the SOC, the standard operating procedures. So you learn it. You're going to be trained into using it. For those of us who just want to know it for knowing sake, you already know that the SOC team guys, what they do is to monitor, they detect, they analyze, and they respond to cybersecurity incidents. And they have tools and technologies they use to do that. Likewise, the guys on the offensive, for example, the guys on the penetrating, threat hunting, etc. They have tools. So when somebody tells you, "I'm into cybersecurity," in the open class, you have to now ask the person informed questions. What part of cybersecurity are you in? Are you in the blue team? Are you in the defense? People working in the defense are people that, just like the name says, defense. The SOC people work on the defense because they are the ones, they will see what is happening and they will raise an alert. They will be there to defend what is happening. We in the SOC, we have tools to help us march down on threats when they come in. The guys on the
It's five
offense.
minutes, Brian. Not to interrupt you.
Okay,
5 minutes.
okay, 5 minutes. Then I think we should have our 5 minutes break then. So I'm going to drop us now, send us another link that we'll use to log in again after 5 minutes. I hope everyone is okay with that. Using a combination of technology tools and solution. Now, specifically, there are some rules in SOC that come to light that are very, very vital to take note of. For example, the SOC analyst. These are the guys that are on the front facing of the system. They monitor the network for suspicious activities and they respond to alerts. Then we now have the incident responders. These guys take whatever the SOC analysts got, they take it up to the next level. They are professionals and they manage the response to security events or incidents.
I can't hear you, Brian. I don't know what went wrong there.
Okay, okay, I think I lost my network. Mm. I think I lost my network. Let me get it fixed. And also, it's good that as you're following from here, you end with us also. Then, if you want the material for this class, it's very, you just request for it later. I will send it to you, and you make good use of it. So we are talking about the security operation guys. So we say that these are the guys that they monitor and deal. They are the guys. These guys specialize in security issues on organizational and technological and technical level, where their main function is to monitor, detect, analyze, and respond to cybersecurity incidents. And they use a combination of tools and technologies to do that. Okay. Now we're talking about the roles within the SOC. SOC, Security Operations Center. That is the meaning of SOC. We said that the SOC analysts, these are the guys on the front row. On the front row, they monitor the network for suspicious activity and respond to alerts. They push it to the incident responders. These professionals also manage the response to security incidents such as data breaches and malware infections. Behind them also, we have the threat hunters. They proactively search for vulnerabilities. Okay, there is a part of offense that is inside SOC. So when you are in SOC, it is often possible that someone that is in SOC has or will desire to have extensive knowledge on the offensive part of it. For example, I work in SOC as a security analyst. Then I also have skills in vulnerability testing, threat hunting, penetration. I do those stuffs daily to get my hands skilled enough just in case I come in contact with systems or organizations that need those skills. So once you're in security, in cybersecurity, especially when once you start, wherever you start from, the main thing is if you have the basis of basic understanding and fundamental knowledge of what cybersecurity is all about, and you have what do they call it? Uh, you work with ethics. You decide to be at the right part of the game. You can always do more. You might start as a SOC analyst and you end up as a penetration tester. You might start as a SOC analyst and you end up as a threat hunter or a vulnerability assessment specialist. So, but why SOC is being amplified in this program is it is about the easiest or the lowest entry, and it has a low entry, a barrier entry in cybersecurity. And some of the tools also that the SOC guys use on the lighter level, we have SIM or computer records whatever that happens to it. Not just computer, a network, a system has a record. So whatever is going through it has where it records it. So Wazoo as a SIM tool does is it takes those logs and it analyzes it and amplifies it in such a way that the SOC analyst who is on the screen watching will be able to read meaning into it. Normally, not everybody is skillful in reading logs, computer logs. And also throughout this program, you will have the opportunity to, have a basic understanding of how to read logs, to pinpoint some special characters in a log and know what this log is saying. Most of the times, the log is saying I am going to this website or I am being accessed by this person. Look at the address of this person that is calling for my attention. Then my address, look at the person I'm calling for the attention. Oh, I stopped talking to this system. I've started talking to this system. I'm retrieving something from this system. I'm posting something to this system. So these are just about what logs are compare in sync with networks and computers. So the security operation guys they use the same tool, SIEM, Security Information and Event Management. They use those tools, the tools that are in this particular sections, they use them to analyze and read logs and make good use of them. So, incident response is an organized, strategic approach to detecting and managing cyber attacks. There are people that their work, they are actually incident responders. So, just like the name says, when there's an incident, there has to be responders to the incident. Just like the firefighters. Yes, I think someone is trying to raise up his hand. Oh, someone.
Uh, okay, sorry. Okay, sorry, sir.
No
Is
problem.
it possible for you to share your screen first, like so that we can see what you're talking about? Like, you know,
What screen are you
uh,
seeing?
I'm seeing the security operation and incident response. That's all. Like the
Yes.
stuff behind it, like the sub material behind it, like stuff like that.
Okay. The what you're seeing on the screen is what I'm explaining, and at the end, I will also
Oh,
share the material that I'm explaining from. But what you're seeing on the screen is what I'm explaining. Okay. So
okay, no
yeah,
problem.
just kindly
All right,
follow ahead. Then after the
thank you.
class, you will get the materials that I use.
All right, no problem, sir. Thank you.
So incident response processes. First of all, we said that incident responders are or is an organized strategic approach to detecting and managing cyber attacks in ways that minimize damage. Okay, these guys that are in the systems, the SOC analysts, when they see incoming attack and they raise up alarm early enough so that the incident responders could, take care and do things and put up the security measures quickly. At the end, they minimize recovery time and also total loss. While we'll be doing the SOC exposition within the week, the material we're going to use is going to expand SOC from uh, the people, processes, and technologies, where it's going to be placed in analogy between, you'll be looking at it compared to the medieval war times, where, of course, there are soldiers, highly trained soldiers that are in the palace. There are the ones that are in the outer palace. There are the ones that stay in the town, and there are the ones that are at the posts at the gate. Then there is one guy or two guys or this set of team. Their their position is in a tower. Why they are there, their work is to see afar when there is an incoming attack. And when they see afar, they normally ring the alarm, the bell, that big bell. So once they ring it, they know that they are sending a signal to the soldiers in the town and in the community to let them know that there is an incoming attack. So when your team is prepared ahead or have enough time to prepare against an incoming attack, it gives you guys a good score. It minimizes damage and also minimizes recovery time, increases recovery time, and also minimizes total loss. So this is the correlation between the security operations and incident response. So this analogy is quite what I use to, differentiate or point out the similarities between these two. While this process is going on, there are systematically organized way to do this. They do detection, they do containment. When they detect that something is happening, the guy that's trying to log into someone's bank account, when we detect that something is happening, then we contain it, then we eradicate it. When you eradicate it, then you push for recovery. Then You put out the lessons that have been learned. Within this week, you're going to have material for full SOC study because the way the training it flows into the practical aspect. So you read up and do your assignments on the vulnerability. Then, with that in mind, you already know that there is a SOC or there are people whose work is to look at and expect these vulnerabilities, the incidents while they are coming in, and as they are coming in, then the incident responders will take it from there. Now you will also get to find out that in SOC alone, there are I think up to more than 12 to 15 career paths in SOC. Most of them involves core programming, core hacking, core penetration. So whatever skill you have, if you have an IT skill, basic skill as a programmer, you have a place in SOC. In fact, you do have a very good place in SOC. Then, if you are in the policies and the government and audits, you have a place in SOC. Then you just want to sit down and watch the screens and be the first responder, you have a place in SOC. So having good knowledge about this will help us to navigate the journey ahead. So almost rounding up the legal, ethical, and regulatory considerations. While you'll be doing your IAC2 training, the last parts I think they dealt much about the policies that are interfaced with cybersecurity. So you're going to learn more about the policies, the 801Cs, the NIST Incident Response Guide, NICE, all those policies that has to do with cybersecurity. You will get to see them, and of course, have most of them at the tip of your finger. So, for example, we said that rules that govern how data should be protected. That is just a simplified concept about cybersecurity laws and regulations. You will find out that normally people don't, or organizations might not be pushed to protect other their customers' data. Normally, because nobody wants extra stress. It costs money. But there are bodies that have been set up to ensure that people's data, customers' data, are being, you know, protected, not just protected in the right way. Even data that are no more in use, there are still laws and rules on how to destroy data and how to keep data, how long to keep data, even after a customer or a patient or whatever leaves your organization. So there are little rules guiding all this, and we're going to be looking at most of them. So recently, let me see what's the duration of the class. Just just 2 hours max. We almost rounded up. I think that's the last slide I am in. So the GDPR in Europe sets standards for how companies handle personal data. Micah, in the country where you are, do you know the body that handles personal data?
I think Canada have a couple of laws, but the major one would be the PIPEDA,
Okay,
which is Personal Information Protection and Electronic Document Act.
okay,
But if you're in healthcare,
yeah,
there are
yeah,
certain other laws around it, but PIPEDA is the main one. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay, Chibuike, you're in Dubai currently, right? Hello, is he still here with us? I think his network is gone off. When he comes back, he'll let us know which body, you know, those that are in Nigeria. Adeni, do you know, just like NAFDAC takes care of the food and drugs, Do you know the body that takes care of personal data?
I have no idea.
Okay, you're going to find out this week. Just you could Google it up and for your personal. Those of us that are in Nigeria, Nana, you're in Ghana. What's the body that takes care of data?
I have no idea.
Okay, you're going to find out that also this week.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that will be for us. That will be the second assignment for those who have no idea. Which body in your country sets the standards for how companies handle personal data? Which body in your country sets the standard for how companies handle personal data?
Just
So,
to clarify,
I know in
that
Nigeria we have a national data protection.
sorry, Gerard.
I know that in Nigeria we have a national data protection.
Yes, I'm aware. So,
I was
you
saying that I know in Nigeria we have a national data protection agency.
Oh, okay, okay. So I believe not just one body, there are a list of them also. So if you get more information about some of them, you point them out. Add it to your assignment when you're submitting. So Micah, you were about saying something.
yeah, I think you just clarified. I wanted to find out because for telecommunications, for instance, here we have their own, you know, organization that sets information as to uh, what kind of marketing just data protection, customers data protection and all that.
Hmm.
KPIDA is the general one. So if we have more than one, like you said, we should
Hmm.
incorporate that into the assignment. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes, because they add up to a general knowledge towards the program.
Sweet.
So I'm going to be sharing the SOC link for the program for the week is a very short is a short but quite expository teaching from Anand Guru. So Anand, when I came in contact with Anand Guru's teaching on SOC, I fell in love with it because of how granular and how extensive it is. So by the end of the material, you will know where you are, how to get to where you're going for, or what offices you are looking at aspiring into as a career in SOC. And just like I said, it's going to be a good slide into what we're going to do. And this week is going to be for the SOC program. Use it and make expositions on the SOC program. So that will be what we're going to be using for the week's classwork. And within the week, if you have any question or anything to relate to me, you could always send a message in the group or send me a chat and I will respond. If I don't respond, it's either I'm sleeping or I'm eating. So those are the two times I don't respond. Apart from that, I'm going to respond to you. So we've almost come to the end of the class, except if anyone has any questions or any contribution or any clarification you need. Now is the time to air out so we could gain from it.
I do have a question.
Kindly ask, please.
I know you mentioned, just first of all, thank you so much for the section. Some of the materials, like you already know, I'm familiar with, but
Yeah.
I am so impressed that you looked sock into this right away,
Hmm.
because that is one thing that I do have a basic idea of what they do, but I'm really interested in. So on that, the question is, you did mention some of the tools they use.
Hmm.
Oh gosh, I
Yeah,
just
Wazoo. I made mention of
yes,
Wazoo.
Wasu.
Yeah.
Yes. Are you including a link to that? Because I was trying to wrap my head around how it's spelled.
Okay. Wazoo is spelled Wazuh. Wazuh. In fact, now you said this. Let me do this bonus. The guys on the batch one and batch two didn't get to see Wazoo until their what's it called? They didn't get to see Wazoo until their practical stage. But now you said it. Can you see my screen? Can you guys see my screen now?
Yes, I can see that now.
Yeah. So now you said it. Let me just take you guys into it in a picky way. So you see, that's what makes in live class preferable than recorded session. So if you're watching a recorded session, you only take what has been given to you. But when you're in a live class, you have access to ask for.
Please, I cannot see your screen. Is that what I'm doing?
Please verify you could see my screen because it's very important. This part is very very important.
I cannot see it. Okay, now I can see it.
Oh, okay, Micah, you can see my screen, right? Nana.
Yes.
I can see it.
Oh, okay, okay. Mhm. Dashboard. Let me go to dashboard. So working in SOC is sitting down in front of this big screen.
I cannot see it again. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Who is who is not seeing my screen? Who? Please, if you can't see my screen, tell us how to help you so you can see it. Ha-
I can't see it, so I'm only seeing your. I'm just seeing your profile presenting.
Oh, are you sure it's
I'm
not?
not seeing the screen itself.
Is but every other person can see my screen. Then I think it's your network. I think it's your network. Adeni, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So Gerard, please kindly um, refresh your screen, your stuff. Just reload it, and you join us into the
Can I
discussion.
go up and come back again?
Yes, you can. Just drop in and come in. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that now.
Okay. So now, if you watch, this says agent summary, last 24 hours alert, medium severity of the alert that came in. This 15,292, and this is not dummy data. This is like real life happening. Low severity attacks 51,000. So we have endpoint security, configuration assessment, malware detection, threat hunting, vulnerability detection, virus total. So what we do in SOC mostly is to watch these stuffs, and because how they are being connected is the agents, we plant agents on the systems that we are watching over. For example, if we want to watch over a system in XYZ company, we have agents that we install in XYZ company that will be feeding us with logs of what is happening in the company internet or network base. So it will be coming in here as logs. And once they come in here, first of all, the same tool, the Wazoo, the same tool is designed in such a way that it traps the information, um, sieves out the wheat from the what's it called? How did they say it? They sieve out the wheat from the root from the grass. So now,
Uh,
yes, then you can now be able to have a more straightforward look into it. So uh, this is an example of a log that came in. So it says precoder host name, IP address, precoder SSD, input, agent IP, agent name, data source, data source, manager name, the manager that is in this machine currently, the rule. Now, most of these things are what you're going to be learning when you're going to SOC because they are directly job related. When you are looking for job as a SOC analyst, the stuffs that are going to be taught in SOC are directly job related, and that is more reason why I will advise to do if you're going to do if you're extending your training. For example, you're going in for SOC, you look for job related trainings, not recorded videos, job related trainings that would allow you in to practicalize with your hands on stuffs like this. So if someone asks me how to raise a ticket or how to analyze logs, believe you me, I could practically say it from to the dot because I do it. Okay? But if you read it in a book, you will definitely miss vital points. And your interviewer will know that you are just saying what you read. Because they can ask you questions that are practically experiential, but you will not have them. So this is an example. I don't want to go into deep into this, but trust me, uh, this is good, and this is happening available there. And Micah, you that is already gone past most of the basic stuffs that we're doing. Like I said, I want to make out practical sections for you and some other people that will be fast enough because I tell people the faster you go through the program, the more time you have, the more time we can do things together. You understand? So if for example this week is for SOC materials and you finish the SOC in let's say 3 days or 4 days, you let me know you are done with it. You have more time, okay, to spend. Now we can now look into some other stuff. So as a class, if we finish our modules quick, I could always avail myself to go the extra mile. For example, this I'm doing now. So apart from that, let's round up the class. And thanks for Micah for bringing us here. The batch one and batch two guys didn't get to see this till their passing away time. But it's good to know that this is it. And also Splunk. Splunk is another SIM tool that is being used in the industry. Now, this Wazoo is being used interchangeably, not interchangeably, it works. When I pick the logs from here, that log I showed you, there are specific informations that I need from it, which I've been trained to collect. I'll collect it, then raise a ticket. A ticket is a report, write a report, then forward the report to Jira. Jira is another software for analyzing, and we use it for raising tickets. And these are the jobs, these are the things they do in SOC. But for someone coming into cybersecurity, it is essential that you understand the basics, then the foundational or the lowest hanging fruit of cybersecurity, which is the SOC. Then, believe you me, when you stand to talk tomorrow on cybersecurity, they will see you as someone that is talking from a good background knowledge because you are not floating. Some people can just wake up and enter what's it called? They say they want to code, they want to hack. What are you hacking? Under what basis? What vulnerabilities do you know of? What security ethics do you have? What are the policies you know? So those people they will only float, but for you, you have a basic understanding, and you go through from there, and you'll get and better results. So thank you very much, guys. I will be sharing, just like I said, I'll be sharing um, the SOC material for us to look into this week, and please do that diligently, especially towards the end where it started talking about it's been shared into three. The people, the process, and the technologies. That's what he taught about in the SOC. So the people that work there, the processes, and the technologies that are being used. And it's going to be a very good one. So thank you very much, guys. I'll be seeing you within the week, and of course, week two. Thank you again. Any other question or any other contribution before we wrap up?
Please, these applications, are they free? Or the
Okay,
softwares, are they free?
okay. The softwares are not free. That's why they are organization owned. For example, the organization I'm working with, they pay per month for these applications. So for us, for every agent you have running in these applications, they are being paid for on an agency level or an organizational level. Now, there are lower stuffs too that we can use to simulate most of these stuffs. For example, during our practicals, we're going to be looking at setting up your own home lab. You're going to set up your own personal lab. Of course, if you have a Wi-Fi, you have a phone, you have a laptop, you are good to go. Then with it, you do vulnerability testing, scanning with Nmap, and reading logs. Some of the things, little things that makes job sense. You do all those stuff before we now go into the juice shop application, where you could get your hands dirty in hacking through. You're going to watch me do it. You're going to watch me take advantage of a vulnerability in a system, how I'm going to break into it and get what I'm looking for. Then you're going to know how to do that also. But all these, we're going to be doing it in a secured or controlled environment, meaning that you do not have the right to do it on a public environment. You don't just go start poking around on people's websites or people's application. But there are specified applications that can give us the learning experience that we need, and you are going to get to do all those too. Now, you've not said anything. Let me hear you.
Any chance you're going to
I
show us
don't
how
have
to
any
use GitHub?
contribution to it.
Sorry, Micah. Nana, you were saying something.
I don't have any contribution so far.
Okay. You have any questions, Ada?
Not really.
Not really. Except what? Not really means I don't have any
I
questions.
don't have
No.
I don't have for now, but
Okay.
I don't have for now, but if I get out, let you
Okay.
know.
No problem. It's all right. Thank you very much. So, Micah,
Okay.
Any chance you're going to show us how to use GitHub?
GitHub. Okay. If you want that as a special toppings, I could make a short video about that. So there are so many things you could do on GitHub. So what you're going to do is let me know what specifically task or stuff you want to do on GitHub. If you just want a show around of the interface of GitHub, good. If you want to know how to commit, create, what do they call it, repositories, and commit codes, good. So you just let me know specifically on things you want to do on.
I how to host a code. I already have an account. I have a repository, but how to host a code from Nmap to GitHub, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, you
It
gonna
doesn't have to be that. I don't want to
I
take it
know,
to
I
anybody's
know,
time.
I know. I
Yeah.
know, I know. So you write it down on my WhatsApp. So I'm gonna include it to you guys' capstone project. It's gonna be an add-on towards what everybody learns. So during the practical sessions, we'll all do that. So everybody will get to benefit from it. So write it down on my WhatsApp and send to me so I could add it up towards that time. I hope that's good by everybody.
Yes.
Any other thing? So we'll wrap up. we've taken almost 25 minutes extra. Okay, thank you very much, guys. Let's call it a day. I'm going to compile the recorded section and drop the link to the class. It's going to be in YouTube, so anybody can always go there and look at it. And also share the link of the SOC. I'm going to be doing that between now and tomorrow night, from now to tomorrow night. So it's going to take me a little time to clean it up, then push out so that everybody can get it. So thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate you being here. And if you have the opportunity, or if you have people who you think could benefit from this training, do well to let them know so that they could come in with batch 4 following after you guys. So thank you very much. I remain your instructor, Mr. Brian. Have a very lovely weekend.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.